Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Sony's PS5 launch is imminent, and the news as well as major leaks quickly spread like a virus all over the web. As we approach the next generation of consoles, Sony has already confirmed that the PlayStation 5 will actually be launched during holiday in 2020, and will offer serious features. But there are still a lot of things we don't know about the subject of this new console. We don't know what the launch library will be, which accessories will be supported, and what kind of other features will be present. PS5 will be the latest generation PlayStation and will be released in late 2020. Before we jump into it, be sure to check that you've subscribed to our channel and have activated all the notifications. Finally, what do we know about the PS5 so far? Whispers started early in 2019 when the chief architect confirmed that the company was working on the successor to the PS4 Slim and the PS4 Pro. However, the Sony brand has made the decision to slow drip interesting information such as the logo, the name, and some key details about the features. While we are already in 2020, so Sony can only keep the crispest details a little bit longer regarding this new generation PlayStation. But between specs and rumors, as well as official features having been communicated, there is enough to get us really thinking on the subject. For now, here is more or less official information regarding the PS5. Sony has officially confirmed that the PS5 release is holiday 2020, between October and December 2020. Another leak also suggested that the release date could be November 20th, 2020, but this has not yet been confirmed. Price. Sony has not yet officially confirmed the price of the PS5, so can't say for sure what it will be. There are, however, rumors as usual. A leak suggested that the console would cost around €470 or $520 when launched. Naturally, this should be taken with a grain of salt, but this would be cool if the console launched at this price, because it wouldn't be much more than €100 more compared to the launch price of the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. However, we can expect the price of the console to be aligned with the technology it will use, and Sony will have to also be aware of its competition. It's quite unlikely that they want to make the same mistake as Microsoft, who presented an outrageous price with the Xbox One. So, Sony should ensure that they do not make a similar error in the next generation by making the PS5 too expensive. Performance. How will the PS5 perform? Well, we don't know a lot about the specifications of the PlayStation 5, but here's what we could find. With support for the 8K TV, many textures and more details will be available. Sony is to integrate an SSD drive made to last, and this new SSD will be 19 times faster than the traditional SSD storage methods. Not only that, in harnessing the power of SSD, developers could potentially reduce the installation size of games. The PS5 will benefit from simplified data management thanks to this system, which will allow players to have more control over installing and removing games. This will also allow gamers to install or remove only certain parts of a game. So instead of installing the full game, you can choose to simply install single-player mode, and then later, multiplayer. Also, Sony is turning to 5G technology to use for when you play on the go with remote play. The service currently allows players to broadcast games from their consoles to other devices such as tablets and mobiles. However, this could be incorporated into a brand new online platform. Another interesting part about connectivity is that it could link players to a voiced assistant. Rumors say that Sony is working on a service that could provide assistance in the game, in particular the location of game objects, as well as tips and tricks. If applied, it should be much more efficient than a separate internet search to find cheat codes, for example. Pretty cool. Design. You'll find a certain amount of buttons like on, standby, reset, eject, system initialization, and network initialization, all at the front left. There are also some number of status LEDs numbered 0 to 7 that relate to processors, but they could also be an indicator to assess the battery level. On the right, you will have 5 USB ports, a USB 2.0, and 5 USB 3.0 ports, the last port being hidden by a cable, but that's not everything. You will also see a USB Type-B port, a small circle above which could be a camera built into the console. Mystery. Several images have been disclosed on the internet showing the kit PS5 development in its entirety, each showing the same console design, so already on this side the sources coordinate. However, these images should only be used for speculation on the final design of the console, rather than considering it as fully official. If you look at the old PlayStation development kits, you will find that the end product rarely looks like the kit development. Development kits are specially designed to be robust and support a console operating under an extreme load. This allows developers to push their creations to the maximum without degrading the material on which they are working. It is also designed to identify faults in the final industrial design of the PS5. The PS5 will come with its own controller according to Sony. The remote PS5 will include haptic functionality to replace the rumble technology. This is to improve the feeling and therefore the immersion of the player. For starters, the potential PS5 controller seems to have a slightly chunky design, built-in microphone, larger triggers, no light bar, and smaller sticks. It also seems that the previous micro USB port has been replaced by a smaller USB-C port, which is placed at the top rather than at the bottom of the controller. The PS5 controller will include also adaptive triggers, which according to the brand have been integrated into the L2, R2 release buttons. These adaptive triggers will allow players to program the resistance of the triggers to simulate actions more precisely. It also appears that the stereo headphone jack and port extension at the bottom of the controller has been replaced by two large circular ports. This system may be able to help plug in the headsets, but both jacks could be headphone and microphone slots respectively. There's also a rectangular design that seems to wrap around the headset. This could be potentially reserved for a station dump. Again, these are just guesses. Finally, automatic charging via Wi-Fi is a subject that is often went back to on this. It could be a way to power a controller of this type wirelessly. Although it sounds interesting, all this technology would almost certainly add additional dollars to the final retail price. So clearly, the question is, will it be worth it? Future compatible games. The entire PS4 library, including PSVR games, will be supported by the PS5. But apparently some games would be exclusively reserved for the PS5. At this point, any top-notch PS4 game like The Last of Us 2 would be the ideal candidate for PS5 updates. We also speak a lot of new games, God of War, which will be part of games in the top of the PS5 list. Then it's just a matter of patience and of time. A PS5 Pro? A rumor has also arisen suggesting that Sony will launch the PlayStation 5 Pro at the same time as its base model PS5. A Japanese game reporter recently claimed this, and while that this kind of thing would not normally be considered a solid track, the reporter has proven its precision in the past with its predictions on the PS4 Pro and the Switch Lite. According to him, the PS5 Pro will cost around €120 more than the basic PS5 console. The rumors indicate that Sony would take this approach. Alright, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and if the answer is yes, don't hesitate to like my video. In addition, if you like my content, you can subscribe without forgetting to activate the notification bell to be informed of all novelties. What about you? What do you think of the future PS5? Will you buy it? Let us know while we wait for the next video. We'll see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, for the next video. Hey everybody, it's me, Nathan. This video was a little harder than some of the previous ones. There was a few issues with the translation, but I think it turned out okay anyway. If you'd like to hear from me more, you can always find me on my YouTube channel, which is Nathan Blake Games. There's a link there right above you. It's that there with my ginger face. So if you want to click on that, you can find me and watch my gaming videos. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day. We will see you next time. Sayonara.